The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
How good does Kate
Blanchett.
Blanchett look?
She's stunning.
She is the most beautiful lady.
Yeah, she is stunning.
And now I really look at age. I mean, I'm allowed to talk about it. You guys probably aren't. But page 7, she's 55. She.
Why is she wearing
Spoons?
32 spoons as a belt?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
That's a whole cutlery drawer of spoons.
I don't know why she's.
That's pretty
doing
rock and
that.
roll.
Is it a fashion thing?
It must
Well, I hope
be.
it is. I'm just not eating a lot of ice cream or something. Like, what else would it be?
She's
other than
pilfered them from the local sushi restaurant or wherever she's been. She must have 30 spoons bent over there.
Yeah, it would be.
I like it though. Don't you reckon it looks a little bit rock and roll?
Does look good. Is that the Venice? No, it's a Toronto Film Festival because Nicole Kidman was at the Venice Film Festival, but her mum passed away and she had to go home.
Oh,
right.
Because I'm looking at a couple of Nicole Kidman shows at the moment. There's a Netflix one on at the moment called The Perfect Couple. Have you started watching it, Ash?
Can I tell you about The Perfect Couple?
Yes.
Okay, so Joe...
Based on you?
No,
Is this a recommendation station?
Actually,
Well, no. Well, I've only watched one episode, which was
Same.
last night.
Oh. Is it? Do I play the sting?
Well, he doesn't seem to be
But
saying
it's not my recommendation station.
it's
it
not.
was
No,
recommended to me.
No.
I don't just play that sting willy-nilly.
Okay.
It has to be a
is
recommendation.
it? Well, I made it through half an episode because
That is not a recommendation.
I'll do half the sting.
Recommendation.
That's
Yes.
There you go. That's
So, well, the reason I got onto it because did you see who her partner is in that show, The Perfect Couple,
Yeah, it's Liev Schreiber.
who is Naomi Watts' ex-husband? So Nicole Kidman and Naomi Watts were best friends, right? Wouldn't it be weird for Nicole kissing her best friend's ex-husband? I know they're actors.
Well, I don't know where I said
Yeah.
this the other day, though.
but they still know each other socially.
I think you were, the day you were off.
No, I said it to you. Oh,
No, but I said I saw the interview between Lee
no.
Shriver and whatever his name is and Nicole Kidman,
Yeah.
and it's weirdly close.
it is.
She is doting over him, like I don't know whether they're almost doing shtick. Like it was almost,
Oh,
it was
okay.
like, oh my god, listen to his voice, isn't it amazing? Oh my god, his voice, and it's almost too much. I'm like, what are they doing? Like,
Okay.
it seems like they're on.
He plays like
I'm
sort
not
of...
suggesting they're on.
He kind of plays the hot dad, doesn't he?
Yeah. What's the premise? That they're a rich family. Someone's about to get married, but someone gets killed.
There's a murder.
There's a murder, and they're trying to work out.
It must be like a whodunnit.
And you know the dance right at the beginning of the
Yes.
intro. There's a crazy sort
Yeah.
of Bollywood type dance. You'd
Yeah,
say?
yeah, exactly.
It's going viral on TikTok. I said to Nick, it's a perfect opportunity for us, Nick and I's
You.
dance career, to
gosh.
keep
Nick and I's...
Nick and my dance career to keep going because we want to be ahead of the pack
Curb.
Yeah.
when it comes to.
Curb, whatever it is.
Is that the new hot thing coming down the pike? Is
That's
it?
what I read.
Everybody doing that dance?
Well, Nick hadn't even heard of it, but yeah, I googled it because the dance is so different to the actual show. They're saying,
Yeah.
like it doesn't even match anything of the show.
It took me by
Right.
surprise, and then I realised, that's just a little gimmick they've got.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
just
gimmick.
a little start of
Just
the
to get people
of
to
the
talk
show.
about it.
Yeah.
But was the first episode good? 'Cause-
Well, I'm going to hang in there simply because, like, Jo has been sick. She's still sick, so she's watching stuff, and she binged the entire series.
oh, she did.
Yeah, and I actually lay in bed next to her as she was watching it, and there'd be moments where she'd start laughing. Oh. And she's like, I was like, would I enjoy this show? And she went, I don't know. It's worth giving it,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I couldn't recommend it, Buzz.
No.
Yes.
I started watching it with
And my
Cliff.
credibility was on the
No,
line.
no, and I
had
respect
to
that.
be transparent
I
about
respect
that.
that.
It's your
Yes.
image, it's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of things.
I think it might be a girls' show because I started watching it with Cliff and he's dragging the chain a bit. So I reckon I'm going to ditch him and
really?
just do myself
Yeah,
to watch it. Just so I've got something
Yeah.
interesting to go to,
yeah.
on TV.
What's it called that we're not recommending?
The Perfect Couple.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
All right, our producer Alicia has taken off to the States, I think by herself. You're travelling by yourself, Alicia?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I am, just on my own.
And where are you right now? What are you in line for?
I'm in line to watch Avril Lavigne in Chicago.
Is she not coming to Australia?
No, she doesn't love us enough to come to Australia, so I have to come here.
So how long is it until the concert starts? What
We're
time is
looking
it
at
now?
it is 3:45. So the concert starts at 7, but she's obviously got like 2 support acts first, so she won't be on until, I assume, maybe 9 o'clock.
Jeez. And why are you lining up so you can get a good position?
Yeah, well, I've got standing, so I'm hoping to get right near the front.
So you've
Yeah.
got tickets now, you're just lining up for the... when is it a stadium or like an arena? What is it?
It's like an outdoor venue, so it's all going to be open, and
park.
and yeah, pretty much it's like in a public park. It's like right next to the lake and stuff. It's pretty cool.
How many other people are lined up at the moment?
Now we're looking at ballpark probably about 40 in the general admission line now, 40 or 50. And I'm right near the front. So.
Do you take? Oh, you're number 5. We heard. Do you take food and drinks?
Yeah. Yeah, I've stocked up to last me, a few hours. So I've got quite a few bottles of water and some snacks and stuff to keep me going. Yeah.
What about toilets? Do you?
What about your toilets?
You have to go to the toilet.
Yeah. Well, luckily, because I was concerned about this, but luckily there is a public bathroom right nearby, and I just asked some girls to look after my stuff while I went, so it's not been too bad.
So who's in the line with, who you've made friends? Put an American on.
Yeah.
Surely you've made
they're
friends.
pretty...
What?
There's 2 people around here,
Just
but
put
they're
them
all...
on. Just say it's
You wanna
Australian
talk to
Radio
somebody?
Live.
Yeah,
just
chuck
put it
'em on.
out. Yeah, come on.
Does anybody want to talk on the Australian radio about Avril? No, they're all shaking their heads. Nobody wants to talk.
Oh, classic Avril.
Yeah, too cool.
Yeah.
Ask them if
Yeah,
they know
I
where
know. They're all
Australia
being
is.
shy.
Did I see on your
Yeah.
Instagram, Alicia, that you've written a sign? Have you got a sign that you're going to show Avril?
I have written a sign.
What does it say?
It just says I came from Australia for this. I'm hoping that'll make me stand out from the
That could
crowd.
work. That could work. I mean, there wouldn't be too many people coming from
They just
Australia.
talk to you. I've got somebody that wants to talk to you.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Who is it?
What's your name? Alexandria. This is Alexandria.
Alexandria.
You're on the
How are ya?
radio in Australia. Don't swear, Alexandria.
So you're obviously a massive Avril Lavigne fan. Is this your first concert?
Yeah, well, it's my first time seeing her.
Where are you from? Are you from Chicago?
No, I'm from Kansas City. We drove in overnight.
Kansas.
Oh.
Toto.
How long is that? How long is that drive?
Missouri.
Missouri. Wow.
Really? What's Toto Suze?
Well, isn't that the Wizard of Oz dog?
Yeah,
Is
but
it from
that's-
Kansas?
I mean, I think
I don't think
we-
Alexandria knows what that is.
Yeah, this Kansas is the next state over.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
that's
no
what I
idea.
said.
So is it just old school Avril, or is there new stuff you're waiting for? And what's the banger that you're going to be waiting to just go nuts for?
Oh, man, both, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, old Avril is more iconic,
Skater
or
Boy.
wait, that's what I grew up off of. Like, I used to wake up to Complicated every morning to get up for kindergarten when I was little, so, technically...
Why is life so complicated when you're in
Avril is the reason
kindergarten?
why I was able to graduate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So it's been the
Well, what
the
about-
soundtrack of your life.
Oh,
No, I'm saying that. Yeah, she
yeah.
has been.
Language
when you're
barrier.
gone, probably.
Yeah, but she's been the
Are
soundtrack.
you
of your
flying solo too, like Alicia, or are you with someone?
I'm actually here. I'm here with my sister and one of my friends.
I'll put them on.
Well, make sure you look after Alicia because she's traveling solo. So look
Yeah.
after her
Oh,
tonight.
okay. Period. Yeah.
Yeah, she's come a long way.
Yeah. Well,
Hold her place in
We'll keep
line when
watch
she
of her.
goes to the dunny.
Do you know what a dunny
for
is?
sure. I have no idea what that is. We'll keep watch for it. Whatever it is, we'll keep watch for it.
It's a restroom,
It's
I
a
think, as
restroom,
you would
I
say.
guess you'd
You know when
say.
you make friends too early on,
Oh,
like you got to spend another 5 hours together now. You know when you, like usually you make friends right at the end of that 5 hours. Like you're on a plane.
Yeah.
This could be a disaster for
Yeah, it
Alicia and this
could be
lady.
the start
No,
of
it'd be
like
alright.
an awesome
Yeah.
friendship. Like you
Yeah.
guys hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
moshi together.
What time do you reckon they bring the barricades down? You guys just run. What time's that going to be?
well, apparently they're supposed to let us start running at 5:30, but I don't know. Maybe I can find a back way in. I'll let you guys know.
I love her accent.
Thank you for that. Whack Alicia back on. Have a great night.
Yeah, you guys have a good one. Thank you.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the accent.
And then we'll compare that to Alicia's accent.
Oh, hello.
The Ashlatzy and Susie Snackbox.
I've been a massive defendant of Ray Gunn, and I'd like to even
It is Ray Gunn.
No.
Ray Gunn. She's just become number 1 in the world in breakdancing. Did you see that? They put out the rankings by the World Dance Association.
What does
Honestly,
that mean?
I saw the headline and I
Yeah.
went, I'm not even going to read
Me
the
too.
story, but it
Me
didn't
too.
make sense to me. But is it that the actual body that is in control of breakdancing has come out with rankings and put Ray Gunn as the number 1, not in Australia, but in the world? She's the world's...
Yes.
How does that work?
Because apparently the points that she scored in Oceania were the highest, or whatever. It's a ranking with the points.
Wasn't her husband or something on the
Fitness.
judging panel?
Anyway, I've been like a massive defendant. I've got this big dinner this Saturday night with all these Olympians. So it's it's a Premier's Welcome Home dinner. It'll be a great night. All the swimmers actually have got the Australian Swimming Awards at lunchtime. Actually, before that, I think you can go and see all the Olympians in King George Square.
Yeah, it's a big
At,
day.
at 10 a.m.
Oh.
A welcome home.
Is it a welcome home thing?
You know what? By tomorrow,
Yep, Saturday morning.
or whenever, we'll have all the on our
Details for that.
socials, all the timings for that because that's important.
And then the swimmers go to the Swimmer of the Year Awards, which is a big black tie event at Howard Smith Wharfs.
They must
Right.
have forgot to go to stand to see it this year.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, we did that one year.
Yes.
We actually did.
You did do that, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not emceeing any more events this year, Lutzy. They probably heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
out.
actually going to that event as well. And then,
Hang on, they'll be on at the same time, wouldn't they?
no, it's a lunchtime event.
Oh, right.
They're like you. They're rolling 4 major events all into one day.
And then they roll into the Premier's Welcome Home dinner, which is a massive fundraising event. They've already sold, I think, 85 tables. It's going to be a big deal. All the Queensland Olympians are coming along, and it'll be really fun. I'm interviewing some of them on the floor again.
You were good last time we did that.
Thank you, David. I think I took a lot of your advice of how to do it.
Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, it was very good.
Be myself.
Yep.
But I'm on an Olympians table, so I'm with I won't even mention their names, but all these Olympians table, and we've started an Olympian chat group.
Nice. WhatsApp.
Just on, we've all got Apple phones, so we're just on the normal iMessage.
Oh no, do WhatsApp because then when you all say something filthy, no one else knows. It's encoded.
It's encrypted.
Is it?
Encrypted.
Oh, because there's been a bit of banter on this
Well,
chat group,
definitely about WhatsApp, particularly if it's about ray gun.
and it started. They started.
You take all those ray gun conversations, K5, deep dark web.
They started. Yeah,
The AFP will never find them.
they started teasing Ray Gun because one of the people who's coming to the dinner, and they sent the video around as a interpretation of Ray Gun, not a very pleasant one. So, and they all started. I'm like, guys, I tried to defend her. I'm like, guys,
Hey.
what are you doing?
Don't be that person on a chat group. Who invited Gramps?
And now there's a new chat group without you on there,
Oh
probably.
God.
That's what happens if you start behaving
Really?
like that. Yeah.
So I'm like, am I the only one here? That,
Yeah, you start getting left out of chat group.
well, maybe I am because it has stopped. Because I'm like, am I the only?
well,
am I
that's
the
what's
only one?
happened. You might have been cancelled.
I'm the only one who's
we know
defending
several
Ray
people.
Gun.
Yeah, we know several people that's happened to. I can't even mention.
Really? But they started calling me Sue Gun. So then
That's having fun with you now.
I'm like, Sue Gun. And I'm like, guys, and I can't even tell you what they said, but they're very angry about Ray Gun. Very angry.
That's why it should be on
and because they're Olympians, I'm like,
well, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And seriously, if the sport of dancing, whatever the governing body is put her at number one, well, they've jumped the shark as well. They've gone, you know what? The only way we can get any publicity here is to whack her. It's like the
Well, I guess
it's like the Who Weekly sexiest of the year when you get some politician at number 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
They'll
the
whack
thing.
it in number
Yeah.
3 so that you start talking
Yeah,
about it.
so we do what we're doing
That's
now.
a fair point, actually. Like if they had have put the gold medalist, like who won the gold medal for the female breakdancing? Or the male? Like,
We
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
That's my
either.
point, is that if they had put it as them, you probably wouldn't have
Known who it
even
was.
looked at that list.
Of course you wouldn't
Put
have.
Ray Gun
I'm
at
laughing
the
'cause
top.
Poor Jay Attack gets up the top. It was actually did a good job.
Our boy Jay Attack.
Yeah, so you almost forgot who he was already. That's because we've all been ray gunning.
I've just got a text off.
He's probably 32nd in the world, the poor bugger. Killing it.
I've just got a text from the person who's been doing the Ray Gun dance.
Daniel.
She goes,
Call him Daniel.
Gee.
It's not Daniel.
she goes,
'Cause he works for them. I shouldn't say.
Joe Gun, this beep is locked and loaded. Oh, God, that's
Oh, my
so funny.
God.
I was going to say something else about that then, but I've lost my train of thought because she's texting me while we're
who
doing
else
it.
would it
No, but
be?
hang on. You started the break by saying that you've kind of switched gears on Ray
Well-
Gun because you have been a staunch defender
Yes.
of her.
Oh, I know what switched me. It was
so-
the group text. Thanks for reminding me of what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So they said that actually Max Markskin is now managing her.
Why can't you say anyone's
What?
names?
Max
Markson.
Markson, who's a famous manager who gets sort of all the polarising celebrities. And so I was like, oh, you're kidding? And then is he still alive? Then the rumour started that he'd actually died. And anyway,
Max Markson.
No, he's
still
still
up.
around, I think.
But he must be getting us some good gigs because did you see that she just rocked up at Richard Branson's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all do the kangaroo. They all do the whatever
that thing is,
whatever
yes.
that was that she did on the floor. Let's call it the
Yeah,
committal.
yeah.
The wounded wallaby.
She did
I call it.
did the wounded wallaby,
Anyway.
and
yeah.
they all do it.
Yeah.
No,
I
she was
did
hanging
that.
out with him, and there was a bunch of celebs. She was like cheek to cheek with.
I saw someone else at another function.
I reckon Branson might have actually
Yeah, it was
looked a bit full on, is all
you know,
I'm saying here.
the guy that Boy George. She did a
Boy
function.
George.
Boy George as
He
well.
definitely- well, he definitely
that was
didn't.
at the same party, I think. Yeah.
Oh, was at the same party.
So they
not
had a
fi- I'm not-
party, like Branson's whacked on a party with all these big
Yeah.
celebrities.
Well, I'm
So
nearly-
Branson's
George and
hitting on
Ray
her.
Gun. It's
Yeah.
quite a night out.
Boy George isn't hitting on it.
I'm still going to defend her. I mean, it's going to be interesting on Saturday night when I start trying to defend her.
You said you'd
I said I nearly have.
Oh, right.
I said I nearly have.
So
Are you gonna say it at the
you're going
event?
to openly at that Olympians in front of 1,000 people?
The world
You're
number
going
one.
to defend Ray
You dare
Gunn.
me to?
Yeah.
Or if you took my
Get the
advice
audio?
last year, my advice this year is don't do that.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
I see the Brisbane Lions had they had a training session yesterday ahead of their big must-win finals match against the Giants.
When is that?
Saturday night.
Are they wearing the old Bears jerseys at training?
Yeah, the old Brisbane Bears jerseys.
I love that. So the Bears and Fitzroy joined together. Are they the Lions?
Yeah, Fitzroy with the Lions.
So the Brisbane Bears were first, weren't they? And they became the Brisbane Lions once they merged with Fitzroy, because the Brisbane Bears were an existing entity before.
They came along about 1988 or so.
The Bears?
The Bears, yeah.
Yes.
Fitzroy Lions were 1890s
Yeah.
from Victoria. And then they had to merge them in 96.
Yeah. And they used to play, actually. The Brisbane Bears used to play, when they first started, they played at what is now Meriton.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
At
Carrara
Carrara.
Stadium, yeah.
I did an ad for the Bears back in the day. I should try and find it. When they first started.
That'd be
Back
cool.
in the early 80s.
Oh, no. It was
Well,
in
the
it must be when
Bears-
they started going well. Maybe,
No, Bears was late 80s.
Bears
It was
were-
around the same time as the Bronx.
maybe it was when the Lions first started.
I'll tell you how basic things were in the Brisbane Bears days in 1988 is my mate Murray, who I play golf with every weekend now, my mate Murray had an older brother called Dale. You used to be able to drive your car up to the surrounding areas, pretty much drive your car into the and then you'd walk into the stadium.
It was
Oh,
just
really?
dongers. When we started out covering
just,
games, you'd
very
sit,
basic.
You'd sit in a donger in the media as a media rep. Like
What's a donger?
Like a
Like an old sort of
shipping
Fly in, fly
container.
out.
like a
Demountable.
shipping container
With a
sort of
window.
office type
Oh,
thing.
right.
Donger.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what miners would sleep in these days.
And Dale employed my brother Luke, myself, and his brother Murray, who I went to school with. He set up a hot dog stand from the back of his ute in 1988, and we'd cook
Do that now.
He'd cook hot dogs, and we would walk around with like cans of Coke and hot dogs, like you'd see in the American.
Get your hot dog,
Yeah,
get
go-
your cans of
Hot
Coke.
Suze, exactly that. Hot dogs, cans. How much,
Really?
mate? It's whatever. I can't remember the money now. He was making, and then we'd deliver the cash back to him, like the couriers that we were. He'd give us however much money that we
Jeez.
got for the day, but he was making a fortune.
Did you ever skim any off yourself?
Oh, I don't.
No, okay, just curious.
Because Dale was like, you
He's a good friend.
didn't want to do him wrong.
Okay.
Sounds like a
Yeah, but like that's come a long way.
Yeah.
Remember Bally, our mate Bally, when we did the in the triathlons. Bally used to make a fortune. He reckons when he was really young, when the Brisbane Broncos used to play out at
Huey too.
QE2, he went and he paid people who owned their houses there. He paid them a bit of money so he could rent their front lawns while the games were on, and then he'd sell the parking in other people's front lawns.
It was a nightmare.
But it was
And spare blocks of land, and he'd be making a fortune every time the Broncos played at
it was
home.
so popular back then. My parents still live at Robertson. Probably a 20-minute walk to the QE2, and there was no parking on game day in the streets. That's how popular it was, and people drove there. Do you remember?
Yeah.
People don't really drive. Like, your memory as a kid, Suze, was like for that field in particular, but for most fields was secret spots that your dad had for parking.
Yeah.
Like for World Expo, for the footy,
Yeah.
for everything. It was like, oh, that little street there. No, and don't you tell anyone at school about that street.
I've still got a secret park for the Ekka.
Do you really?
Yes, people still have secret parks.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to tell you where it is because it's
What's
secret.
Secret.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
I always pride myself on good manners and teaching my kids good manners. For example, how to sit at the table and use your knife and fork. I thought that I taught them well about how to do that. You know, you hold your fork in your left hand, right, and your knife in your right hand, like a normal person does. And then sometimes you use your...
Remarkably, my kids don't. Like,
Well, that's
what do you
gonna be
mean?
my
Oh
story.
God, don't tell me your kids.
Yeah, that's going to be my story. And sometimes they put their fork in your right hand if you're just going to scoop it up.
Yeah.
But generally, if you're using your knife and fork, your fork should be in your left hand and your knife should be in your right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But what if you're
What if you're
left-handed?
left-handed though? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You should conform to society. No, I don't know. I don't know what happens if you're
Yeah.
left-handed. So I thought I'd taught my kids this, and I was at a pretty fancy lunch with Bill on the weekend. Bill's my son. He's now 18, and I look over at him, and it's the opposite. He's got his knife in his left hand and his fork in his right hand, the opposite, and doing it like you're meant to do it, but backwards.
Like he cuts with his left hand.
Yes.
Suze,
He's not left-handed.
Suze, both of like my oldest boys, both of them are the same. And I only noticed it like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I went, what are you cutting your steak with your left hand? I don't know if I didn't teach him or
Well, yeah, I
or
know.
whatever, but they both cut with their left hand.
The opposite. Is it?
And they're both right-handed.
Yeah, is it a craze? Is it a trend through that age group? Because they're similar age, 18. Because it horrified me. Because I remember speaking to this lady years ago, and she was talking about how her son was seeing a girl, and the girlfriend came over to have dinner with them, and she was the same. She was eating back to front, and they were horrified, and they thought that she was unmannered,
Silly.
and they thought less of her because of how she held
The
her
woman
knife
is
and fork.
unhinged.
And I thought that's how everyone's going to think about Bill. They're going to think he's not brought up properly.
In that instance, it's a conscious decision because presumably when they put those placings down, the forks on the left, so it's not as if they're just picking it up. They're going, okay,
Oh, yeah.
switch
Yeah,
my
switch it
hands,
around.
and so it must be something they
Do.
They do.
And I thought I taught them too, but I must admit, whenever Bill set the table, he set it backwards as well.
Really?
Like, did it
But
way
you just figure that's
I
because
just thought,
he's just
he
not
doesn't
paying
care.
any attention. He's just throwing it down wherever.
Yeah, okay, so it must be a thing that does everyone here uses in this whole studio would use their
What about you, Lockie? You're the youngest here. Where do you use your knife and fork?
The normal way, but my wife's mum, so my mother-in-law, she has her whole life, I guess, learnt the wrong way, and so whenever Susanna sets the table, it's round the wrong way. It frustrates me to no end.
It's weird, and isn't it funny seeing it? It shouldn't make a difference which hand you use for your knife and fork, but for some reason I looked at Bill and I thought less of him myself. I thought
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.